Well, it's the time in our show for the daily fact-checking segment called Truth or Fake. Vedika Bahl joins me in the studio. Good to have you, Vedika. You're starting, I understand, with Canada's allegation that India was involved in the killing of a Sikh Canadian in Vancouver. Tensions, though, aren't the only thing that's soaring, if you will. There are a huge surge in what you might say is fake news that's circulating on social media. What can you tell us?
Yes, that's right, Rochelle. After Canada accused the Indian government of its involvement in the assassination of Sikh leader and Khalistan advocate Hardeep Singh Nijjar on September 18th, diplomatic tensions between the two governments have been escalating. Now, amidst those tensions, several examples of fake news have also been circulating heavily, provoking the row even further. Now, one false video post on X alleges that Canada's opposition leader, Pierre Poilievre, avoided talking about India during a press conference. We can see that there's over 120,000 views on this post, and the caption does indeed say, Poilievre sure made a quick exit stage left at the mention of India. Now, attached to this post is an 8-second clip where a journalist asks a quick question about sanctions against India, and in response, he says, I need to see the fact before indeed making a rapid exit. Let's take a quick look.
Do you think there should be sanctions against India at this point?
We need to see the facts.
So yes, if you just saw this video alone, it does indeed look like the opposition leader avoided talking about India entirely, avoided taking that question before exiting the press conference, but that is not entirely the case, Rochelle.
So explain to us how you verify that this video is being used to kind of mislead people, if you will, Vedika.
Yes, well, a reverse image search quickly took me to the original press conference, posted in its entirety, 12 minutes long on YouTube. It was around 8 minutes, 45-second mark, where the opposition leader, Poilievre, begins to receive questions about the current situation, the tensions with India. And he does, in fact, answer them. Let's take a listen to what he said to that first question that he received.
On the issue of India, does Canada need to change its relationship with India in light of the intelligence the Prime Minister shared yesterday?
I think the Prime Minister needs to come clean with all the facts. We need to know all the evidence possible so that Canadians can make judgments on it.
So unlike that claim there, claiming that he avoids answering any questions about the situation entirely, we can see that he does answer the question. And in fact, for the next 2 to 3 minutes in this press conference, he does in fact go on to answer several journalist questions in both English and in French surrounding the topic, including questions on diplomats and even Canada's decision to even go public with the intelligence. Now, this was also backed up by an article in Canadian media, the National Post. It was published the same day that the press conference took place on September 19th. And the article does reiterate the Conservative Party leader's answers to all those questions and that there were several questions asked there. In fact, it's only during the very last seconds, towards the very end of that press conference, after receiving several questions, that we can see that 8-second clip that we originally saw take place. He does receive one final persistent question about sanctions on India. He does reiterate the same stance that he answered over several questions, repeatedly saying that we just need to see the facts, and that he does make his exit. But overall, this claim is indeed false. He does not avoid any questions about India. In fact, he answered several of them. And what this is presenting a very short, edited 8-second clip in order to provoke further tensions out of context and spread a false narrative there, Rochelle.
All right, really interesting stuff, Vedika. In addition to that post that's kind of circulating, there's another post falsely claiming that Indians were kind of returning from Canada amidst this so-called diplomatic standoff. You fact-checked that for us as well, though. What can you tell us?
Yes, that is correct. A post on X claims that Indians are returning from Canada back to India due to these tensions hitting an all-time low. The photo shows a group holding several Indian flags there, and this post garnered a lot of inflammatory responses. We can see it has nearly 130,000 views, and the caption even implies that those Indians going back to India are patriots for doing so. Now, I ran another reverse image search on this photo, and these were the responses and the results that I received. Among them was a Facebook link to an Indian community Facebook page titled Vande Mataram. We can see that the caption there says, Tiranga rally held in Vancouver, Canada. The Tiranga is the name for the Indian flag there, the tricolour flag. But more interestingly there is the date of publication, which is the 6th of February 2021, which of course is well years before this conflict between India and Canada has taken place. But it is indeed that same photo there. Now, I also, in my results here, also found another example with similar photos. This is published by on X by Asian News International, ANI. This is also dated from February 2021, and in our selection of photos here, we can even recognize a few of the faces matching our original viral photo. We can see the little baby in the white sleep suit there and the woman with the black and white checkered mask. So yes, this photo is not recent, Rochelle. It has nothing to do about the current tensions between India and Canada.
Fascinating stuff, Vedika. We're lucky to have you fact-checking for us. Thank you so much for that segment today.